A man was forging a sword, angered by a man across from him wearing a hat. He thrust the red-hot sword into the man, spearing him into the fire. The man ripped off the hat, where his necklace burning his palm with the hot cross. He then rode away from the flames. A soldier picked a purple flower and sniffed it, only to be struck in the face by a sword. A melee ensued. A priest closed the eyes of some soldiers who died with their eyes open. He then helped a man with short hair remove a broken sword from his waist, causing the man to sweat from pain. Due to severe injuries, the short-haired man was very weak. The priest took care of him, as they headed east, striving to reach the kingdom of heaven sooner. The short-haired man, standing, weakly removed a ring from his hand and placed it on another man's finger, handing him the sword and expressing his last wishes before he died. The man arrived at the site where Christ was crucified, watched the cross from a distance, kissed a cross necklace in his hand, and buried it. A horse-riding woman removed her mask and asked the man for water. He gave her a spoonful, which she drank before riding away. The man and woman met. She expressed her fondness for him and his father. The man remained silent. A masked man rose, revealing he had leprosy, and invited the man to sit. He told the man he wouldn't live past 30, and they talked for a long time. The masked man charged him with protecting the weak in Jerusalem. A woman looked out the window at the man, then came out of the house after bathing and helped clean his face despite his initial refusal. At night she approached with a candle, blew it out, and they embraced, spending a pleasant night together. In the morning the woman fed him a pomegranate and they kissed. The masked man was holding a meeting and whispered to a minister. The man helped the woman onto a horse. He awoke to find he wasn't dead, yet his face bloody. A helmeted man ordered him to stand. The man turned and saw the woman opposite him. The masked man arrived with troops for negotiations. The woman looked tense. The masked man and a bearded man reconciled. The masked man ordered a blonde elder to kneel and kiss his pus-covered hand, which he did before being severely beaten. The masked man lay weak in a tent, spoke a few words to the man, and was then carried away. The man glanced at the woman opposite him and walked away without saying anything. A doctor treated the masked man's pus-filled arm. The woman caressed the man's head and told him her brother, the masked man, was dying and she would take the throne. The masked man told the man he was setting his affairs in order, asked him to lead Jerusalem's army, protect his nephew to become king, and marry his sister. Disappointed, the woman came to the man because he only wanted to be a knight and not married to become king. Heartbroken, she left. The masked man conversed with the woman in bed. She tearfully kissed his forehead, and he died gazing at her, closing his eyes to the world. She cried and turned to leave, taking off the masked man's mask. She saw the man's twisted, ferocious face and repositioned the mask. The woman's son became the new king, but her husband sent someone to kill the man. Her son soon died, and her husband became the new king. The man's face was covered in blood, and soldiers thought he was dead. When he met the woman again, she tearfully said she was wrong and needed help. Battles raged, and the woman went from queen to captive. The man negotiated with the helmeted man to protect the people, agreeing to surrender Jerusalem. He told the soldiers they all would be safe, and they were pleased. The king and the man fought. The king's sword was knocked away, but the man did not kill him. Mounting his horse, the man prepared to leave to continue as a free knight. The woman took his hand, and as spring arrived and flowers bloomed, they rode off together to their desired destination.